on the experience front and back of house. It's my great pleasure to introduce 4 people uniquely qualified to discuss how and why. Adam Newsom, Director of Ticketmaster, Rob Langford from Solo, who trialled our RFID wristbands at Isle of Wight Festival successfully last summer. Steve Jenner from Intelliticks, Steve Daly from ID&C, and in the chair, Chris Green, Managing Director of Eden Live. Chris.
Good morning. I thought we'd start the session this morning giving the panel members an opportunity to give their 5 minutes thoughts and overview on where we're at with the concepts of RFID and cashless payment, and then get really into a discussion, really deep Q&A. But if we start on my left with Adam.
Sure. I think as Nick said, we've all seen that, with marketplaces, it is that RFID as a cashless solution is increasing all the time. There's a definite, we were talking before about there's a definite building that interest. The big concern that everybody's always had with cost investment. I think that concern is clearly reducing. And I think the breadth of the benefits you now get from looking at an RFID solution. You've got your operational benefits on the back end, which I'm sure we'll talk about in more detail. And we've got the security element, which is probably where all of this started. But bigger than that, from my perspective, is the data opportunity. And the data comes with some controversy and some debate about the depth of that data, who owns that data. Okay, better? Okay. The depth of that data, who owns that data, what it's appropriate to use that data for, but really, in the world we live where big data is the king, then I think that's the real opportunity for RFID alongside all of the wider benefits. Thanks up. Steve?
I'm in charge of business development for Intelliticks in the UK and Europe. Now we've already activated over 1 million RFID wristbands at the American festivals last summer, where the US stole the march with its technology. And this was events like Coachella, Lollapalooza, Bonnaroo, flagship ones. And it was 100% successful, completely secure, improved the reliability, we proved that it substantially eliminated fraud, massively increased the customer experience, and it was everything that people have been claiming that this technology can actually do for festivals. And the next step is to bring it to Europe, which we're doing this year, and to prove that it's also cost effective. It will increase the bottom line with all the people that use it, the festivals, massively improve their sponsorship opportunities, and fundamentally, as Adam said, it will generate some incredible data for the promoters in a completely non-invasive way for the customers. And our mission is to enable that process.
I'm Steve Daly, Director of ID&C. We're a security wristband specialist, and in the last, been looking at RFID wristbands for 3 to 5 years. We had tremendous success in North America last year as well, deploying quite a few RFID wristbands. We're seeing the interest in ramp up dramatically in the last year, especially with some of the successes that have just been mentioned. We've developed products that are completely agnostic, that can work with any platform, and we can tailor this response for anything. In terms of demand, we're seeing that not only coming from end users in music festivals, but also sporting events. The social media angle is very popular as well, and a lot of brand activation companies popping up in America and Europe looking for wristbands. The technology itself has been around for a long time, as people know, well over 10 years. It's starting to mature, and people are starting to see new applications in the event industry, especially. I think we're obviously, for obvious reasons, a big advocate of it, and we look forward to seeing more of it this year.
Steve? Rob?
Hi, I'm Rob Langford. I work with Solo. We do the Isle of Wight Festival. So I guess I'm here to give the promoter's perspective on these changes that are happening to our business. A little bit of history of how we got to be involved and how we got to do the trial last year. It all came about really initially to deal with some problems that we were having regarding counterfeited tickets and counterfeited wristbands. So our entry into this world was by the access control route. It was clear that the old system of wristbands were too easy to forge, would create problems. There was no technology or high-level security in our wristbands, so we started looking at some of the alternatives out there to the old style of wristbands, and we discovered this whole world of intelligent access control, which gave us all these wonderful opportunities to tighten up on our security. And with that came this idea of cashless, which instantly rang true with the festival environment. The problems that we have all seem to stem from crime, counterfeiters, people robbing tents. You know, you're taking people out of their normal environment and putting them into a field and expecting them to enjoy the same sort of luxuries and safeties that they have in the real world. Well, that just doesn't happen in a festival. So this idea of cashless was instantly appealing. You know, all of a sudden your customer doesn't have to keep hundreds of pounds in a sock at the bottom of their sleeping bag and inevitably be robbed. So I think that's why our industry is being a pioneer in this, because it offers us a lot of safeguards that wouldn't have otherwise been available to us. So we explored it. You know, a lot of people started to realise that the festival environment was a great fit for cashless, and we got to a point where we were doing barcoded wristbands. We were one of the first festivals to do that, and all of a sudden our counterfeiting and tagging issues started to drop away very quickly. Our access control was vastly improved, giving access to a lot more information than we never had before about flow rates and attendance and all that sort of stuff. So once we got that tied down, we started to seriously consider the cashless side of things. You know, a lot of things were starting to happen. The technology was there, ready to be deployed. The next problem was paying for this sort of thing, which is, I think, probably going to be a hot topic today. This is all well and good. This technology is great. It is fantastic what it can do for us. But cash does work, and bar token systems do work. We can take money, and we can take it very well and very quickly using our current systems. So if we're going to implement this sort of thing, we wanted to do it as a cost-neutral proposition. We don't want to spend more money to take the same money. You know, we have to make sure that this is definitely benefiting us, and we can all afford it. So in 2011, we went into a trial with MasterCard. They had an RFID-based payment system, PayPass, which I'm sure you are aware of. And they ran a trial at our festival in a nice enclosed VIP bar, which was a nice self-contained sample size. And they used a sample of 500 people to use these gift cards. They did it as a gift card product. It was easier sample to run. They were gifted £30 on these gift cards, and they were allowed to use it at the VIP bar and the food and beverage concessions there. And it was very successful. It worked really well. I mean, you give people 30 quid's worth of beer, of course they're going to give you positive feedback. But everybody involved in it thought it went really well. They did surveys and got a lot of response, a lot of good data from the customers. And yes, as we all knew, it's a very good fit for our audience. And the same infrastructure that was driving cashless is the same infrastructure that we hang our access control on. It means putting a Wi-Fi network across the site, and all of a sudden you can do really clever things. You can tie in your CCTV, you can tie in your communications, you can do your access control and your cashless, all on the same backbone. So the potential for this technology is enormous, but the cost still hasn't gone away. It's still very expensive, and it's still not proven to be better than cash. So I think one of the areas I'd like to focus on today is initiatives that people have for paying for this sort of thing, whether it should be passed on to the customer, whether it should be the promoter's responsibility to pay for this. And I think we've mentioned already data. There's now a lot of data to be captured on these people. You know, if you're getting them to register for a cashless system, all of a sudden you have some very interesting information on them. And who owns that? Does the program manager who's running the banking side of it own that data, or your customers at the festival? Who owns that data? So
process from the end user.
Thank you, Rob. Let's open up to the floor. Any questions so far?
How do you know how much money say you've got on your wristband or cash card? Because, for example, at a festival, you get a really good night, you get ready to go the next morning, and actually want to physically in front of you, how are you going to measure it?
I mean, using our system, we'll have kiosks all over the festival site, just